And welcome back. Let's get into the interactive part of the show. Question of the day up first. What do you think of Cabinet's decision to extend the national state of disaster by 1 month to July the 15th? And of course, all the implications that come along with that. We'll be talking this morning also about the government's response to that court ruling earlier on in the week that would be challenging and taking that decision on appeal to a higher court. So at Morning Live SABC, hashtag Morning Live, what are your views on Cabinet's decision to extend the national state of disaster by a month?
All right, looking forward to some of those responses that no doubt you'll be sending us as we speak. So let's talk to some of the news events to look out for today. President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to visit the Western Cape to assess the provincial response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now, just to recap the latest figures released by the Ministry of Health last night, according to that, a confirmed number of COVID-19 cases in South Africa now stands at 40,792. The number of deaths now at 848. A total of 21,311 people have since recovered, and the number of active cases this morning at 18,633.
So here are those information numbers for you, 0800 029 999. It's the 24-hour hotline. You can also use the official government COVID-19 support service on WhatsApp, and that number is 0600 123 456.
Right, provincial breakdown of those figures. The Western Cape, 27,006 positive cases. The Eastern Cape at 4,936 this morning. Gauteng, 4,845. 2,869 cases in KwaZulu-Natal. The Northwest, 364. Free State, 322. Limpopo has 206 positive cases of COVID-19. Mpumalanga, 144. And the Northern Cape still below that 100 mark at 95.
All right, so total tests conducted to date, 820,675. Confirmed cases, 40,792. Recoveries, 21,311. Deaths so far, 848 here in South Africa, unfortunately. A big rise yesterday, and the majority coming from the Western Cape, unfortunately. But the active cases in South Africa currently sit at 18,633. Let me quickly give you that global picture there, Sakina. The confirmed cases globally, 6.4 million. That's up 93,238 from yesterday. The death toll is sitting at 383,000 deaths globally. That's up 3,621. Surprisingly, they don't put the recoveries in anymore, unfortunately, for globally. Maybe that figure, it's difficult to sort of come about that. But what I can tell you is, again, I'm keeping that eye on Brazil. Brazil up 1,473 cases. They're now sitting, not cases, deaths, I beg your pardon, at 34,039. They're at 616,000 cases at the moment. Now, that, of course, is not, at the US's numbers yet. They're at 1.9 million confirmed cases, and then the deaths in the US, 110,000, up 1,004 yesterday alone.
Let's move on to those trending topics now. Hashtag George Floyd Memorial. And that was all the talk yesterday. And of course, the Reverend Al Sharpton addressing that memorial service as well. And Leanne, so much happening around the death of George Floyd. We've seen the protests that have spread countrywide in the United States. I think if we can just pull up the second hashtag as well, because it also speaks to what has happened now with George Floyd and the hashtag Black Lives Matter. I think Breonna Taylor is our second hashtag. So Breonna Taylor, Leanne, apparently is a woman, not apparently, well, she is someone who also was killed by police. And she and her partner apparently were asleep when police were executing a no-knock warrant. So they stormed into the apartment, opened fire, and she was shot no less than 8 times.
Wow.
And her family now pursuing a lawsuit for wrongful death. and this is why she is trending. And then there's another name as well, Ahmaud.
Yeah, I've got that one. It's Aubrey, Ahmaud Aubrey.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to see how everybody is now, it's not just, I think the token that's being held up is George Floyd, and this has just resonated with everybody, but now all the other cases are coming up as well, and they're also getting the attention that they deserve, because it was the fact that they all happened but seemed to disappear, and no justice was brought about by that. But quite interestingly, and you and I were looking at it this morning, Kanye West is also trending, and one of the big things to come out of that, a few things that happened yesterday, is that Kanye West has set up a college fund, firstly, for George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, Gianna. So that's quite a great a thing from Kanye West. But there's also the other story where he's contributed an additional $2 million to help the families and legal teams of Ahmaud Aubrey and Breonna Taylor. So that's a great help to them as well, to try and get justice for their deaths.
Indeed. And now everybody's saying you were all calling on Kanye, like, why is Kanye quiet? Kanye has been doing his thing, so where are all the other celebrities and what are they contributing at this point?
Absolutely. So yeah.
That
like
many
have been saying that it's easy to just put up a black picture on your social media, but to actually do something is a different story. But that's social media. I suppose that's the easy way of being able to show your support. But to really go out there and actually do something like Kanye West has done is a good thing. Then the next one is Thuli Madonsela, and she's penned an open letter to President Cyril Ramaphosa on the COVID-19 rules. And, she really does speak in a very simple way, but quite an effective way. She takes on a passage from The Little Prince. It's a storybook and a book that I think, many of us may have read through our lives, but a very beautiful, beautiful story of a prince, The Little Prince, by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And, she really just highlights one line in this that I think gives you the theme of the entire letter. Authority rests first of all on reason. And that's what she emphasizes. Authority rests first of all on reason. And then speaks to the president's reason on some of the rules that have been put down. And it's well worth reading if you haven't read it as yet.
Yeah, it's a bit long, but as you say, ultimately that is the crux of the matter. Unreasonable regulations, talking about the constitutionality of some of these regulations, and that the president can expect a pushback even from those who may be his loudest supporters, because everyone has the right, she says, to just administrative action that is lawful, reasonable, and procedurally fair. So that is a letter penned by Professor Thuli Madonsela, an open letter to President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Right, that wraps up the trending topics for this Friday morning, and no doubt those are all going to change as we keep broadcasting, because every minute there's something new that comes out, including your sports news. And Valen's here to tell us more about that, and the whole, I suppose, divorce of Absa from soccer is still the big talking point. So Valen, we'll hand this one over to you. Good morning to you.